Hey y'all, good evening.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome. We are doing a She-Hulk episode. We are doing She-Hulk by Geekin Out. I feel like there should be like a trumming at the end or something, a trilling at the end, like something, right?
Something. We need sound effects. Let me start adding sound effects to the StreamYard, y'all.
Yeah, I know we're gonna have to do a deep dive one of these days. Also, because we were talking about it earlier. Okay, we'll get to that one. Yeah. So we are doing She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. Dun, dun, dun. So the thing there would have been like the Law and Order melody.
Right.
Because we're doing the whole attorney and law series thing. So
I support all of it.
Yeah, I'm so here for it. Okay, so She-Hulk has got a lot of stuff going on, especially out in the world. Wow, it is going to be quite the experience. So we're going to be talking about that today. You're welcome to Geekin Out. This is where we talk about geeky things in the culture. Tonight's is She-Hulk. Last week we did what was it? Game of Thrones. We did
last week we didn't do anything.
Not last week. The last.
Amazing.
I know.
We're used to seeing your lovely faces every week. So we are on season 3. We've just kicked it off. We did House of the Dragon last. We're doing She-Hulk today. These are your illustrious hosts. I am Bad Juju. 2 B's, 2 D's on Twitch, just 2 D's on Instagram. We've got Ricky Z, our social media momager extraordinaire.
I love Momager.
Man, I feel like I should be on like a Dance Mom or something. I'm a
I think about it.
God bless.
And then we got Simon Kane as well. Yes, he's our horror buff, our author, our graphic novel author of all things. So we're really excited about that. So it's a good time. We got a good cast. We're missing Jermaine at the moment. Maybe he's coming. I feel like there was there was a confirmation in there somewhere. But that is our Jack of 1,000 fandoms. He usually knows everything about anything, or at least a little bit about anything. So he'll be joining us shortly. All right, so let's kind of just roll up into it. What do we got first on the list? So we usually play a game if you are joining us for the first time. It's a drinking game that we do. I have my drink of choice is like limited today. I'm mostly out of my wine, but it's okay. I have another bottle, but it's a red, so it's like switching between red.
You'll be fine.
Idea, but I'm at home, right? Like whatever it is, can't really do wrong there. So maybe it's not too bad. So for the game, I actually have not decided yet on the drinking word because honestly, Hulk is probably going to be it. But I was like, incels, could that be one? Could like Hulk smash be like another one? I feel like
I want to drink to that.
Some of these words may come up a little often, which is why I was like, okay, well maybe one of those. But no, we're just gonna keep it Hulk. So take a swig whenever you hear Hulk, whether it's by itself or with the She-Hulk prefix, whatever it is. So you're gonna get a little bit lit today, but it's okay.
I have you can't really see because of the green screen, but it's green and a clear and purple cup that I got from one of my students last year, and it's Malibu. And I probably shouldn't say this on the internet because my occupation and all my 9 to 5. But anyways,
these days
it is of the tropical type with like key lime and Sprite and
yummy.
And of the rum Persuasion.
We should have got like Hypnotic and Hennessy and made Hulks. That's what they call Incredible Hulks.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we should have gotten.
I'm thinking about it right now.
Who has Hennessy and Hypnotic money right now?
I know, right?
Who buys Hypnotic? That's
the other thing, right? Who buys Hypnotic anymore? Hypnotic is actually really good when it's mixed properly.
It is good, but I feel like that was when we were in high school and college. Like I had
no such thing in high school.
I'm sorry. Of course not. Excuse me. College only. We were 21.
Right. I was of legal age. Thank you.
Yes, me too. Don't worry. What does that mean? That we were just old? Is that what that means? When they were still in style?
Oh God!
Well, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Maybe older than Taman. We'll see. Anyway, so yes, Hulk is the drinking word. It's gonna be a good time. There he is. Yes, Jack of 1,000 fandoms.
What up, Jermaine?
Yo,
Okay,
everyone.
see, he actually wore the shirt.
Up.
I am failing. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put in my contacts. I would have had my glasses. I could have looked a little more studious.
Whose office phone is that? Somebody's got a real office phone.
Omega Beta Zeta.
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
When did you become my at-home secretary?
Oh no!
You must have got a job for you at a certain time.
Ooh, whose virtual assistant are you?
All right, so the premise of today is, being that She-Hulk is very controversial, we are going to definitely, we're hoping to film this in a courtroom fashion. So, since I don't really watch court dramas,
I
objection, and yes, Your Honor.
Look, I object. I'm gonna pull some Elwoods on y'all.
Phoenix, right?
Abstained.
You're right, though. It is too hot for a suit and tie at this moment. But Jermaine came through. I'm here for it. All right. Okay, so this is our Jack of 1,000 fandoms. Now you've seen him. Now we meet him. I don't know if he has a drink, but the word is Hulk. Just so you know.
You ain't drink on the job.
Oh, so we get drunk.
It's happy hour. What are you talking about?
Right? Somewhere. Something like that.
I hope y'all
brought
a whole bottle of Stoli, because
golly.
So is it weird that my job
drinking, not getting blaster.
Stoli's in like boycott because it's a Russian vodka. For like a hot minute they did that. Anyway, so point being,
is that in honor of Emil Blonsky? Is he Russian? He's Russian, right?
Is he?
Emil Blonsky? He's Russian.
Yeah, I would think. Or Polish, I would say.
Oh.
That gives me Polish last name vibes.
Okay.
Oh, what's your last name again?
Blonsky.
Sure.
The abomination.
We'll Google him later. He's doing a really great job, by the way, in this show.
Right, he is. Yes.
Okay, so quick plug, everybody. Like, subscribe, follow, all the things. You will find the links down at the bottom. WNM, Whoa Nelly Media, Geekin Out.com or whatever that is. Not .com, but you know. On any Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, follow, like, subscribe, as well as our tags as you can see them here. So we would love it. Hit the bell so you know when we're here every 2 weeks, Mondays at 8.
Yes.
Okay.
Turn on your notifications.
Yes, the notifications are key, especially for Twitch, because I myself don't have a Twitch schedule, but I'm on there often enough. So if you have the bell, you'll know when I'm there. Yes. Okay. So we're gonna roll up into our game, which is going to be a good time. And I think that maybe I'm the only one who does these, but we're doing a smash and pass. Hulk smash or pass. Oh, see, I forgot.
Hulk smash or pass.
Yeah. So are we going to Hulk smash them or are we going to Hulk pass them? We don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, and then it's going to be, this one comes with a cool twist, but we'll get to that. All right. So if anybody knows anything about She-Hulk, she is gotten around. Let's just say she is an Xavier of her own.
we're not shaming, okay? We're not gonna be shaming.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. There is no slut shaming on this channel. Not while Julian is hosting.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch. Okay, so she's had quite the many partners over her time, so we're gonna smash and pass maybe a few of them. Some of them may be her partners, some of them may be people she's partnered up with. We'll see. So let's start with number 1, guys. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so we've got Medusa. This is the Inhuman Medusa. She's partnered up with She-Hulk during her time on the Fantastic Four. One of her times on the Fantastic Four, because once she replaced the Thing, and then a second time she was an official part of like the Fantastic Four B team, I would say. So
I would if it's this Medusa.
Wait, are we guessing if Jennifer smashed them?
No, this is more our own Hulk smash or pass. This is I want to hear if you would Hulk smash or pass and why.
Okay, so if it's this Medusa, then smash. If it's the one that in the live action TV show with that horrible wig, pass.
Okay. Yes, wig fail. Absolutely.
It was.
Absolutely.
It
I agree with that one.
Too, so.
What do you think, Jermaine? Smash or pass?
Okay, so I'm with Ricky. So if it's the TV show version, pass all the way. There's no way that she got taken out by Clippers. Like,
like, do not pass go. Do not close $100.
Nope.
Meanwhile, comic book Medusa almost scares me because she's a whole dominatrix. Like, she just shows up and her hair's just whipped.
Yes.
Like, that's scary. Just a little. Hold you down with her hair and whip you with it.
Oh,
I might be into it.
Oh,
that's a lot.
Okay. What about you, Taman? What do you think?
I'm gonna definitely smash on. I'm pass on all accounts. It's too much hair. I don't want it.
Does she shed?
Does she shed? Does she get lice? It's just like it's too many things to consider. Yeah. Right, whatever that emoji means. Right. But it's just too much hair to get through. Does she have a scrunchie? Like, does all her hair grow like that?
Also, do I have to clean out the drain of the shower the next morning?
I would scream every morning.
Is she gonna wear a bonnet? Like, you got styles, like
Bonnie Bennett?
Do we have a bonnet? Like, because you know that's a lot. I need to put her hair up or something.
Did she braid it back?
Right.
Okay, so all right. We got three smashes in a pass, so she made it through. But it's okay. It's all good. It's
a conditional
She's
smash.
dominatrix. She's who she
Related
is. Related to this, round 2 is Tony Stark, our lovable, our Iron Man. We love him. Smash or pass? What do you think? Taman, go ahead. You start.
Oh, it'll be a smash. I'm attracted to intelligence, and they're one of the smartest people in Marvel. So it's definitely going to be a smash. And the fact that they're rich and a superhero and one of the Legions of the Avengers means nothing.
Okay.
But it's definitely a smash.
What about you, Ricky?
I'll let him pay a bill or two.
A bill or two? How about the whole account?
You know, that too. And slide me a little extra allowance. I don't care. That's fine.
And take the kids. Take them.
Take the kids out for a joyride in a sports car. Bring them back in one piece. Okay?
For a month.
Okay, girl, I see you. All right, what about you, Jermaine? You smash
I'm
or
a pass because I know how Tony is. He ain't gonna give me nothing for it but a STD. I already know.
I'm sure he has a great insurance plan, so you'll be fine.
Oh no!
You be like, yo, Tony, remember that night? Let me get a couple bands. And he'll be like, who are you?
Like pre pepper. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, okay. That is
he
a hard.
Will forget you 1 hour afterward. You'll still be in his bed, and he'll be like, who are you now?
Ooh. Okay, I'll give you that. I think that's actually what I was gonna say. Especially here, I would smash, but at the same time, I'm like, but then Tony Stark has to open his mouth and like be the arrogant Tony Stark that he is, and that's such a turn off, y'all. I don't know, it's a damn shame.
Not cute till they open their mouth.
Like, I don't need him to talk to me. I just give me some money.
It's a good time. I'm not here.
The other thing is
you don't have to talk. Just hand me the money.
Look, I don't even talk either. Like, I'll just slide you $1 amount. Just like outside.
I'll just lay there. Just
I'll throw it
then you're
on the
after his
napkin.
money and not like smashing him. You're like trying to get to the money through him, and that's hard to do.
And Will,
there are other heroes out there that are like just as rich, but way more frivolous with their money, like and way more generous with it.
Let me know. Hey, I can hit
She's like,
well, I can make my rounds.
She's like, well, why aren't they on this smash and pass then?
Thank you. Why are there no options? Why am I not seeing this? It's not fair.
This is top number 2.
Okay. So we're a little tied on this one. I think it's 50-50 because I don't think I would smash. Honestly, I think I'd look, but I wouldn't. I'd touch maybe, but I wouldn't smash.
Oh no.
Like if I caught him on the street like this, I maybe brush by him, but that's about it. All right, so moving on. Next, we've got
like you want to smash because you know everybody had it and you want to know it.
Huh?
I said you want to smash because you know everybody's had it and you're just curious, but like no.
No, but no. Okay.
Oh, but hope? Nah, pass.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good on that.
We're a no on the
for sure.
Okay, we're all a pass on the wasp. All right. Myself included, to be honest. Although you have to say she can get really small and then really big.
Stop.
Sorry, Tinkerbell.
Who's that for?
I'm gone.
I don't know. Use your imagination.
No. No. If you ever watch The Boys, you'll know that's not a good idea.
Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. That's literally like what season 3 opening of The Boys. No, thank you.
Yep, that's not a good idea.
I haven't seen the newest season, and we're getting to that one. We'll get to that one. Okay, so the wasp is collectively a no. So that one's a quick one. Pass. All right, next one. Smash or pass? The Juggernaut.
Smash.
Xavier's brother, half brother.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Not quite as
I smash cautiously. It's a cautious smash.
Okay.
Cautious.
All right, we'll take it. Tamara, what do you think? Wait, would you say no?
You know, Edward Cullen had to be really soft with Bella when they were getting it on, and so I would just give him those same instructions. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna smash Juggernaut.
Okay. What about you, Jermaine?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Juggernaut's power is once he starts moving, you can't stop him.
Yes, God.
So
praise the Lord for that one.
Okay.
That sounds like a commitment. I don't think I have it in me.
Oh, you will.
I don't have the time.
Ricky will be there all day. She'll literally be on her computer at the same time. Ricky's the one like on the laptop. Like, is this gonna be?
Are we like? Are we still doing this? Is this a thing still?
Okay, moving on. Right, yes. All right, so Juggernaut. There's I'd say mostly smash.
Yeah, like I said, cautiously.
Ricky, like with Juggernaut, you're safe as long as you're on top and you're in control. But once he goes on top, it's all over. That's like if it's too much, you can't do anything.
Oh well.
I mean, like Tamara says, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Right? My question is, what happens when he finishes? Does he just like if he can't stop him?
That's another thing.
He's just going afterwards, and he's like, "Oh, I've been done."
Move on.
No. He can stop himself. You cannot stop him.
Look, see, this is too much. Let's go on.
Insight, you know, when he's
like, nah, pass.
All right. Moving on.
Oh,
so, after the Juggernaut, which is a general consensus of a yes. Let's go with Spider-Woman, y'all.
No.
A version of Spider-Woman, because there's like two.
Julia.
There's like the original Spider-Woman and then this one.
It's the second one. It's Julia Carpenter.
Yes, this one. Julia Carpenter. Spider-Woman. Honestly, this is actually I like her a little more than the original. Is that bad? Design-wise, I like this design a lot.
Blonde, and I can always go for that.
And I've always found it very attractive. That's just
so
I'm sorry.
Her ribs are weird.
All spider creatures are a smash for me. Sorry. If it's an arachnid, I want it. Okay.
Spider pig?
Huh?
Spider pig?
Spider pig?
You hesitated.
No, no.
Depends on the fan art.
So
No.
I like Julia, but not enough to smash. I'm still mad at her for the Iron Man cartoon. I don't know.
Oh. Why specifically the Iron Man cartoon?
Because she was on that cartoon, but she didn't do anything.
Oh man.
She played the part of Pepper Potts. She was just there to go, Tony, all the time.
So she pulled Jean Grey. I'm just kidding. Just playing, guys. Just playing, guys. We're gonna move on real fast. So the next one is
why you always a damsel in distress?
No, we love her. I love Jean Grey, actually. I really do like her though. Okay,
I don't want to hear it.
This is an argument that will like forever happen. Like Jean Grey discourse.
It's true.
That's the next episode. It's all about Jean Grey.
Okay, perfect. We'll take it. All right, so next one is Star Fox.
No,
sorry, not Star Fox. Star Fox.
Oh,
that
was
/ Star Fox.
Wait, which one did they cast?
But related to today's topic.
He is very much related to today's topic.
How?
He actually he has a whole run with She-Hulk. He so he actually gets sued for possible rape. Essentially, because his superpower is to make people fall in love with whatever.
Oh,
so
Pass. I don't need that drama in my life.
It sounds like drama and red flag.
He's toxic. Absolutely toxic. Yeah.
So that's a no.
Yeah. Is he playing him in the movies?
Yes, Harry Styles is him. That's Harry. This is him. Is at the end of Eternals. I don't know if you saw.
Oh yeah.
Right at the end, they had him like show up, and everyone was like, "Ooh, we love it." It's Harry Styles.
The girl was 17. And a walking red flag. Yeah.
Anyway, he's a bit of a creeper.
But here's
generally.
The thing. Smash or pass, you're gonna smash because it's not your choice. He's gonna make the choice for you.
Oh, therein lies really.
Oh, and then that so we're lacking consent. So
no. Yeah, that's really.
Oh,
that's his power.
Is that all he can do?
However, I mean, he's got super strength and stuff, but his power is mostly coercion and super charisma through pheromones.
That's similar to the one from Jessica Jones. What was that one?
Purple Man?
Yeah.
Purple Man. Who's that?
Mm-hmm.
He's the villain in season 1 of Jessica Jones.
Right, like he pretty much controlled her.
Yeah,
and he more or less makes you fall in love with him, or mollifies you to open you up to falling in love with him to calm down.
Oh yeah.
The Avengers had to fight the Hulk. And Hulk was just whooping everybody, and Eros was like, I got this. And he tried to like use his power on the Hulk to make the Hulk calm down and fall in love with him.
But that's not a far cry, because is that not what Natasha did 90% of the time when she was with the Hulk?
I don't know. I guess, but
was that not the whole point of having her there? All right. Anyway, so
well, with Eros's version, Hulk was too angry, so he just ended up like punching Eros so hard that he like landed in Philadelphia or something like that.
Hello, Cam.
Hey, Cam.
All right, we see that, but he's full of red flags. But honestly, now that he's been introduced at the end of Eternals, perhaps we will see him in future installments of She-Hulk. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
That's if they get another season.
Sure of it. It's an infamous
case
thing from the comics.
Yeah, it's a big, it's one of her big cases. So
it's
maybe
actually
not,
one of the good, better cases.
Yeah.
I wonder if that'll. I'm assuming there'll be a season 2 of She-Hulk. I'm assuming.
I think that we will. I hope so, but I do not think that.
I don't see that popping up this season. I might see that popping up in the next season if they do.
Yeah,
I don't think when they learn how to do court scenes.
Possibly.
That, yeah, when they figure that out. Okay, so last one. We have one more. Yes, I have one more. Okay, this one's gonna be an easy one. But our last one is Smash or Pass.
Now you already know.
Great.
You
Queen.
already know.
You already know.
We all were just like
unanimous smash.
It's a pass because everybody likes her because she's black, and I'm not gonna take that back.
Okay.
Tomato.
Sorry, it's a yes, but if it was Jean, that would have been better for sure.
Oh, okay. I should have done Jean. I'm a smash. Yes, see? He's like, I'll take her even though I'm gay. I don't care. It's all good. All right, perfect. So we have Hulk and Smash. So anyone actually we've listed today has either been with the She-Hulk or has teamed up with her at one point or another. So
Cam, unless you're talking about like our backgrounds, you're probably thinking like that was my son that was popping his head in to tell me that he was hungry.
No, he's talking about Smons, no?
Yeah, I think he's talking about my background.
We see the wind behind you. Okay, cool. Never mind.
Mansley, what's her? I can't remember her name. Is that bad? She's the main actress of She-Hulk.
That's her behind me.
Yeah.
Tatiana
Maslany. There it is.
Yep.
Anyhow,
I'm a huge fan of hers.
Yeah, she's in. What was she in before?
Orphan Black. She played 12 different characters convincingly, perfectly, seamlessly.
That's very Mary Tyler Moore.
That's her behind me. Look, all those characters.
Yeah, I see her face.
Different accents, all of it. That was
critically acclaimed.
Yes. Well, she brings that to the show, and it's great. Yeah. So, all right. I think we're going to move on to a quick break. Actually, now that we've Hulk Smash Pass, we're going to do a quick break, and then we are going to get into She-Hulk, which is
She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk by Geekin Out.
Dude. Hey everybody, I'm Screen King Bobby Torres, and please make sure to tune in to Screen Kings Wednesday, October 12th at 8 p.m. I promise it will be the slay you've been looking for.
And we're back. So, thank you, by the way, for watching. Please like, subscribe, all those things. You'll find them down at the bottom. Hit the notification bell, because that's how you will know when we are back. Anyway, so moving on, we are going to just kind of dive into She-Hulk. So, as far as history goes, like the comic history, she is Jennifer Walters. She is cousin to Bruce Banner, and she's an 80s character which came out well before Deadpool, so that should fix that argument right off the bat. Okay. So she started off as Bruce Banner's cousin, who was a successful lawyer, and in her debut, they go through some trials and tribulations that lead him to giving her a critical blood transfusion, and mixing her Banner blood. Well, the Banner genes are strong in that family, I guess. So then her blood mixes his, and the gamma radiation turns her into the She-Hulk, which normally would kill most other people, but because of whatever it is, Banner blood, they survive. They become these emotional monsters. Let's say
it's like a Bennett blood.
That's Matos.
That's That he should have been on the Hulk Smasher pass. That's the blood I need.
Right.
That immortal blood. Okay, so but yeah, so then she makes her name as a team up character, I would say, in the comics, where she teams up with a vast many different number of Marvel characters. She dates a fair number of them as well, and then she joins a number of different team up like groups, as not just team up individually, but also in different superhero groups throughout her run. But most notably is also her breaking of the fourth wall, which we all love about Deadpool, but she did first, and iconically, very notably, by the way. So that's kind of the She-Hulk comics for the most part. Well, generally. Now we have, moving on forward to 2022, we have She-Hulk Attorney at Law, which is our live action, and this one's been pretty cool. All right, so let's just do a really fast recap. Okay, so it opens up with, we meet Jen Walters. She's already a lawyer, and she's technically already a Hulk. So she's rehearsing for this big case that she's going to have, and then she does a quick fourth wall break, which is very timing for her, which is very good for, right on character and right on brand. And then she just cuts to a very concise backstory about how she got her Hulk powers. So then we see that she gets into a car crash, and then in another dire circumstances, some blood of Bruce's mixes with hers, and then she becomes the She-Hulk. We get a training session that follows shortly after, which is notorious on the internet.
God.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if anyone noticed this, but just a little fun fact about She-Hulk. Her first in concept drawing had her gray, the way the Hulk used to be gray back in the day when he was first drawn out and created. He was also gray, but then they turned him green for coloring reasons because of the comic books and stuff like that. So then that's how he got his green skin color. Her first design was also gray, but then of course they said no, that's not allowed, and so they colored her green, and they also very much changed her appearance because at the time in the 80s comics, if anybody knows, women were drawn very particularly. The men as well, to be perfectly honest, but everyone was drawn in a very particular fashion. It was very sexy. Everyone's
very buxom,
very buxom, and everyone's bodies are not real, essentially.
Oh, like the CW.
Yeah. So I guess it's fitting that they do a lot of comic book shows then, right? But anyhow, so that was actually a big part of her creation, was that she had to be made more feminine in a way. So that kind of it speaks a lot to her character throughout the run, being feminist and very anti-establishment and patriarchy in that way. And it all comes right out of the inception of how she was created. Also, she was made technically as a franchise grab, as a business grab at She-Hulk, the trademark, before the TV show could take it over, because the TV show had David Banner, not even Bruce Banner, had David Banner as the Banner character, because it was a different format, so they had to change whatever they had to change for rights and copywriting and things. And so they were afraid that they were going to make a She-Hulk spinoff, because that's when they had the Bionic Woman had come out and some other female-driven spinoff.
Was this ABC or CBS? I feel like it was CBS.
Probably I don't know, to be honest.
I think it was CBS, and they were just let's go ahead and coin this real quick for
make
money off of it.
Yeah, so Marvel, instead, to beat them to the punchline, they just kind of made up She-Hulk really fast on the fly. They were like, all right, we need to make one, and we gotta do it quick. So they made her up. They didn't really they tried to just kind of make her on the fly, and in doing so, they also fell prey to a lot of the trends of the time and in creating her. So But yeah, but that was the thing when she first transforms and you see her, she sees herself kind of in the reflection in the door of the car when she first gets the blood in her and like she transforms. And if you see her skin is a little bit gray, if you ask me. And that's something that I don't know if anybody else caught. That her reflection in the door also looks a gray hue to me versus green. But that's just me. I don't know if anyone else caught that. If you did, please let us know. Tell me what you thought. But yeah, so then she turns into the She-Hulk. She disappears for a little bit. She comes back. We see her kind of Hulk out again and then almost do something she would probably regret in the future. But then Bruce kind of stops her. So then he goes into this whole training montage to help her realize that you have to be careful with your powers because you could do major harm with them. She's not very receptive to this message, as we see. Which is a She-Hulky kind of thing, I would say, only in that okay, so this is also different from the comics, because the comics, Bruce kind of turns her and then doesn't help her at all. So really her learning to be the She-Hulk was always a self-actualization experience. And then also one that she had always had much more control over than he did. Because even because I went back and I read her first issue, and even in her first issue, after she turns into the Hulk, she's having analysis in her mind that we are all privy to about how she's acting and what she looks like and how she feels and all these things. You know what I mean? So she's in there and she's in full control of the steering wheel and stuff. So that has always been like a kind of a key thing about her, and that leads into one of the cons, but we'll get to that later. And one of the things that, at least on the internet, they don't like, that whole Mary Sue effect. So we find out that she's a She-Hulk, and then she kind of comes back. We see her finally present her case, go to court to present her case after our brief flashback. And then enter Titania. She busts through a wall out of nowhere. It's Jamila Jamil. We love her, but she just like kind of shows up really quick and then goes. And then that's it. And then that's it. The first episode is kind of, so I found that throughout the series, they drop a lot of Easter eggs that they don't come out and say. They're just kind of like there, and not even any of the main characters really acknowledge it. So it's like things that you just have to really be looking for because no one's really paying attention to it. Otherwise, like no one in the show is going to like point it out to you, kind of a thing.
I can appreciate that though.
I do like that. I really do like that. So like those are peppered throughout. You just got to kind of keep an eye out for it. So then as it goes on, we meet Abomination. They bring Abomination back, which was cool. Emil Blonsky. He was in the Ed Norton version of the Hulk, which was in like 2015, something like that, way back in the day. But the second installment, the first theatrical movie installment, I would say. So he was the enemy then. So they made this quick joke that I thought was cute, where he's like, where the Hulk is talking about Abomination. He's like, yeah, I forgive him. We're okay. We went our separate ways. I'm a completely different person now, literally. It's like the actor is a completely different person. It's cute. Anyway, I'm here for those things.
Quick question though. So is the Edward Norton Hulk, is that a Sony one? Is that a Sony production or is that a?
I think so.
Okay. That's why, because like it's number one, it's already not easy to find, period. Mm-hmm. It wasn't before Disney Plus, and I think I ran into it on some streaming site like not too long ago. But it wasn't Disney Plus, I don't think.
Right. I don't think it definitely wasn't a Disney production. They might have the rights to it now. No, maybe soon. I don't think they have it yet, actually. Which is why we don't have Hulk in like certain forms and certain like he doesn't act, I suppose, the way that Hulk's installment would act because of intellectual rights and stuff, which I think is also why they went down the Smart Hulk route. The Doc Hulk, I think, is the comic book version of him, where he is more in control of his emotions, which actually makes him not as strong in Hulk form because he subconsciously will hold back versus the Hulk who's just raw emotion and will just do as impulse tells. So that's another thing, which is also like one of the other bro problems is like, oh, they're like, She-Hulk couldn't be able to take Hulk ever, blah, 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 and this and that. And they're like surprised that she's able to get any hits off in their training or anything. But they forget that this version of Hulk is technically a pared down version. And of course that inherently they hate. So
so Cam says we had the Rage Hulk in the Avengers. We did have Rage Hulk in the Avengers. Now, so as we know, like as time has gone on, he's had to, like Cam said, like evolved. He's become a bit more self-aware to where he's able to combine Bruce and Hulk in a way that they can coexist peacefully in a sense. And so we could say that, Jennifer Walters and her She-Hulk were able to skip that entirely, mainly because of, and they talk about it in that episode, where Bruce has gone through a lot of trauma that is taking him a while to get through, and he's still pretty much hung up on, and hasn't necessarily like figured out yet. Whereas I think with Jen, like she's well aware of the things that she's going through, and this is how she's handling it. I think that being a little bit more self-aware, and so it's taking her less time to have to get to that point.
It goes a long mile, and that speaks to, like, for example, the Hulk, to me at least, classically represents like men's struggle with emotions.
Okay, yeah.
Like, right? It's unbridled rage, it's unbridled anger, it's unchecked, and then when he finally comes out of the red zone and he becomes Bruce Banner again, he's always very remorseful of all the destruction that he's wrought. So it's very much like, my emotions have gotten away from me. Look at how they've raged destruction. Now I have to deal with the backlash. And it's like, and it's just always been that kind of a struggle. But I can see how for her it's different, because like women are usually, they feel their emotions. They're allowed to societally feel their emotions so they can process them.
The thing with Bruce is he's very, like, Bruce's emotions are the difference in scale of the things that they talk about. Like she's like, it's not really safe for a woman to just be out there alone in the middle of the night. Creepy dudes always hit on you through the day when you don't really want to like be talked to. But his is like repressed rage and anger from like living through watching his mom get beat by his dad, like being picked on by everybody in school, like that. Though,
well, Jen was also
abused by his dad, both physically and mentally. Though repressing his anger and repressing his memories of those moments and of those issues are completely different from being hit on by creepy jock dudes from high school.
Okay, but let's deconstruct one thing really fast. The severity of each's trauma does not devalue one or the other.
Okay, so
they are both trauma, and it's really how you've processed it. The problem with Bruce is that he hasn't processed his trauma.
Yes.
He, like a man, rages with his emotions, and that's it. We see Jennifer literally process her emotions in front of us. As she's making that speech, she gets so mad that she turns into the She-Hulk and then turns back immediately. Because she said, yeah, maybe so I go through it.
Also, for Jennifer, the Hulk isn't a separate identity. It's not where she stashes all of her rage. Right. So for her, transforming isn't triggered by anger as much as it is just sort of adrenaline.
No, it's always been anger. Hers is even still anger because she's gone off the rails, where she's been able, like, there's moments where she's gotten like gamma powered and she loses that control. Wherein her, and there's a point where she even doesn't turn into the Hulk, where she stays as Jennifer Walters because she's afraid of the fact that she cannot control the Hulk and her emotions. You know what I mean? We find out later that's a different reason, but.
And so Cam brought up a great point with something I was going to say is that, we women in general and in real time, in real life, like we have to school ourselves constantly because there's already that stigma, that stereotype of women being emotional. And so, which completely which has people completely disregard our perspective and our opinions in the matter. Whereas, like with her, like she's well aware of what society feels about women and their emotions. So this is her like transferring that ability to keep it steady and keep it cute in a sense.
Yeah.
To where like she can decide whether or not she wants to, if she wants to use that to protect herself, to make a point to whoever is bothering her, to protect people. So like that's like, I mean that's what we're seeing here.
And honestly, there's also like a lot of characterization that people aren't considering. For example, when they show her with her family dynamic also speaks to different kinds of trauma. Her dad, like her dad and her have a very rocky relationship as it is, even in the comics. Her mom technically dies, is shot and killed in the comics. Here we don't see that, but we see her mom nitpicking, you know, you like, why don't you have your She-Hulk hair and blah, 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 blah. And she's, you know, as if she's now a 30-year-old woman. So you think that she hasn't been going through that her whole life, you know, where she's had to live up to particular expectations and like how those affect people and the way and your growth. And again, it's not a dick measuring contest. So the fact that she went through these traumas doesn't belittle or make any difference on the fact of what Banner's traumas were when he was a child.
I think Jennifer Walters probably has gone to therapy prior to being She-Hulk, so therefore she's benefited from that.
Yeah. But okay, the one thing I will say though that I have heard that I will agree with was that they didn't have to strip him down in her speech in order to show that she does go through these things, how it affects her emotions. That I think they could have not done. You know what I mean? They didn't have to belittle, I guess, his experience with her speech. But yeah.
I don't know if it's belittling. I think I wouldn't necessarily. I would say it puts things in perspective. Because he was also belittling her day-to-day experience as a woman. Basically just kind of like, I mean, in a sense, like mansplaining how to handle your emotions, where she's like, dude, I've been doing this. Yeah. Do I feel rage? Sure. Do I act on it? Not really. Not because I can't. Like she's like, I can't do that. Like there's too many things on the line. Like people are not going to take me seriously. I have a job where it's already male dominated. Like this, like acting on those intense emotions do not work well for me in my human form.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's having that kind of control and stuff. So that was an infamous scene though. That one triggered a lot of
I was on mute by accident. But couldn't it also be that the radiation and genetically it has just changed and she doesn't have to do that?
That could be true.
Because if you change on a cellular level every 7 to 10 years, then why wouldn't the radiation in his body also alter her in a different way than he was impacted?
That's very true.
Maybe it's not emotional. Maybe it's biological and scientific.
That could be part of it too, because she's not getting Rage Hulk gamma. She's getting combined smart Bruce Hulk. Like there's change in that right there.
Yeah.
But he's still taking it from like, I'm going to the very beginning of how I reacted as opposed to where I'm at right now.
What I find interesting is that he has this whole notebook and this binder full of women, as someone used to have, but he has this whole binder of this information. And he never thought to say that, to test to see how his blood or how the radiation has changed within him over the course of years.
Are you making a Real Housewives of Avengers reference?
Basically.
Over my head, y'all. But I don't know why. That is actually a good question. I think maybe some of it's plot armor. Jermaine, your mic is off. Go.
Wow. I was saying is Banner based most of his gamma research off of himself. On himself.
Okay.
That's why he's the world's premier gamma
scientist. Okay.
Scientist.
All right, I think we lost you there for the most part. Okay, so then I think that's probably why one of the biggest issues is that like he's done all of his research only on himself.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to figure what the differences between them are. But you asked about himself. Why hasn't he been charting himself and those changes and to expect how it would react on somebody else? You're right. I would say scientifically that would be the route I would go. But I don't think it's written by a scientist.
No, I mean, yeah, but like, how long has it been, right? Like, when has he had time to do that also? Because he's been like...
Right, this is after the blip, and...
maybe he had time after the blip.
Well, no, after the blip, didn't he go into space for like 2 years? As Hulk? Wasn't he Hulk for like...
he was up there with Thor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for a time, he just wasn't really able to. Because I think, he was on the run for however long, and then he's helping to save the world, and then he's in exile for 2 years, and then finally he's back and recalibrated, let's say, you know what I mean? And so now he's actually Smart Hulk. I think that now he's kind of breaking into that research, which is where the inhibitor came from, for example. But yeah, no, she's definitely different. It is possible that she's just biologically entirely different because he used her gamma blood, to fix his own arm.
In the MCU, he's the only Samson, and
he's the only one that what? Oh, that's okay. So anyhow, so it is possible that it's entirely biologically different, but you're right. I think maybe plot holes is the reason why we haven't used his genius to really fix any of those loopholes. But so moving on, anyhow, She-Hulk though. Ooh, so she's kind of been through it. That was a scene where that whole training scene, and it I can see where it triggered a lot of people, but maybe their target demographic is just not everyone, and that's okay. There's how many Marvel titles? Do all of them have to always cater to the bros?
Or maybe the target audience is everyone, therefore it is not specifically targeted.
Cute.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I didn't want to have to say that one.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't cover any agenda. It's just a cool show.
I mean, it brings up some pretty poignant things as far as like being a woman in a male-dominated field. I mean, because like we only have a few female-specific dominated MCU projects compared to the rest of them, including the ones where it's large ensembles. So, and this one right here is like it feels really like it's coming back to the procedural like comedy that we haven't really seen much on TV as far as like MCU is concerned.
I can't remember how it would stack up to Ally McBeal. Did you guys ever watch that?
I loved Ally McBeal
because this gives me more rom-com than courtroom drama. So it's like rom-com with the courtroom in the background, which feels like it would be Ally McBeal, but I don't remember the show.
Right.
Everyone says that this movie is supposed to be more of a sitcom or a rom-com.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like they're just moving away from action.
But it doesn't stick that sort of landing. Like,
Jermaine. Oh, this connection. We're gonna have to work on it. And it also looks like they're trying to not really show real violence either. I don't know if anyone's catching that.
I guess that's not the important part. I guess
it's not. Action. I don't think it's really supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure they don't want it either.
From it moves a bit away from action.
It moves very far away from it, but I think that is also part of what is angering the bros is that there isn't enough like superhero action.
But also,
it.
So it doesn't.
Girl, we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to chip in and buy us some internet.
Enough characters and get
please
enough characters.
All right, sir. So we're gonna cut that one off for like a second. Okay, so but anyway, I think they're just moving away from violence in general. Like, you know, there's the whole subplot of trying to get the blood, and we never actually see any blood. There's no blood. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no penetration of any kind. The way that they finally get the blood is no blood, no penetration. You get me? It's all it's very rated PG.
I mean, like, I wouldn't. Okay, so I was really upset about that because I was rooting for them. I was rooting for Josh. Spoiler alert.
I was too. He was so fine.
I thought he was cute. I thought they were precious and
piece of shit.
Right, now I'm upset. Now I'm angry because I hated that did that to her. I hated that.
Also, all right, did you know that he betrayed her before the end of that show? That episode? Like,
I knew
before or after their dating?
Man, it just felt like
I get a studio in the.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're all gonna move to Stark Tower, and that's where we're gonna broadcast from for the next one.
Okay. We're all gonna move to Georgia and get a studio.
Yeah. Okay, but I don't know if you caught that because at the end of the wedding one, at the end of the wedding episode, which is before they go on the date montage, which is the beginning of the next episode, I already knew he betrayed her because he grabbed the napkin that she was wiping the blood off her nose with, and he calls somebody and he's like, "Oh, I got it."
Oh God.
I don't think anybody noticed it. It was really quick, and I don't think anybody really noticed it. But I was like, "Oh, this guy's a bitch too."
I was waiting on him to be an asshole, and he was just an asshole. One, he emotionally manipulated her. He ghosted her, and then he's actually out against her. So I'm like, you know what? When she sees you again and finds out what you did, whatever happens to you, deserve it.
Right. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, like, I didn't catch that last bit from the previous episode, but as soon as he ghosted her, I was like, shit. Yeah.
Either he's dead or
he played her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then, all right. Well, how did we like the first courtroom drama scene with Emil Blonsky? I thought that one was well executed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the other ones, maybe not so much.
I don't remember any of the courtroom scenes. I remember Meg being the stallion being in the back. Yeah. I remember.
I wasn't expecting her to be there when she like piped up, and then they cut to her. I was like, "Yes, Megan!"
I thought it was so cute. I thought that was precious.
I thought it was a nice little cameo as well. Of course, the twerk destroyed Twitter, so I don't know.
Oh my God! Like.
They're like, why would she do it? Blah blah blah. Like,
I'm sorry, but if you're stacked like Megan Thee Stallion, then you're stacked like She-Hulk. I might shake a little something. I don't know.
Hello, Meg could have played She-Hulk if she could act like, and they wouldn't have to.
Right.
She is She-Hulk.
Like, you wouldn't have had to use like any other CGI, nothing.
Mm-hmm. No, okay, so like a lot of things I'm hearing is also that like. all right, so it's supposed to be a feminist-driven show, and like that whole vibe and the whole feel. So then having her twerk is like the opposite of that, and I'm just like,
that's a dude. No, that's not the opposite of that. No, that's such a turf type of.
Because she's twerking, that's anti-feminist.
No, it's a little incel, isn't it? I'm sorry.
That is like, I'm sorry, but like, what is more like that isn't. That is such a mainstream turf, real like narrow-minded view of feminism.
You know,
like that's not even like
about that.
That's just like surface level gotcha. Like, well, if you're really about feminism, why would you want to degrade yourself? It's not even about that. It's the fact that I feel comfortable enough to do that, and I respect myself to do what I want, and I'm not doing it for the male gaze.
Thank you.
It's not about you. It's about me being comfortable with my body. And like literally the fact that it has nothing to do, and a lot of and the thing is, it's with the show itself has very little to do with the male gaze. Like very little of it is about the male gaze.
Mm-hmm. In fact, they are often throwing it in their face.
Right, like it's legit like about a woman's show. It feels like a legit woman's show.
It's Ally McBeal.
It really is though, because it's like, yes, you have some cameos from Bruce in there, but like it's literally just about her dealing with dealing with the fact that she is now a Hulk. She's a Hulk now, but also trying to live her life.
Mm-hmm.
Do what she likes to do.
Be happy and find love, relationships, and stability and success in her career.
Yeah. Like, what's more ABC primetime than that?
That's basically
that's 8 p.m. on ABC.
Yeah.
And now, in addition to that, that is exactly who She-Hulk is as a comic book character at heart. She's known for her her relationship run, and so we're getting that here with her dating life. She's known for the cameos, which we're getting plenty of those throughout the whole run of the show.
I love Madison with the Y.
Yeah, I loved Patty Guggenheim. She, I guess that was her name. I don't know where she's from otherwise, to be honest, but she totally shined here. And Walkers and the whole with Wong was beautiful.
I love it.
To say.
Oh, you said Wong. You said Wong.
Wongers, yeah.
Wongers. Because Madison calls him Wonger.
Yeah, that's the name she made up for him.
Oh, she was great.
She was good. She was a nice.
Oh, that girl! Like, hey.
Yeah.
Madison with a Y, but
now we're gonna see.
She's like, oh shit. I really liked her character.
See, okay, so then here's the thing. She polled really poorly with men. Can't imagine why. Like this is just not for you.
That's crazy that she would have polled, because she is like what you would think they would love.
Exactly, right? Is she not like the girl that they'd be like,
hell yeah,
on when she's at the bar with her friends? Well, no, actually,
you're gonna buy me a drink. I'm gonna be drunk.
I'm not the guy, I think.
I thought like she's funny. It's funny.
So funny.
It's funny.
You're poking fun at a trope that automatically attracts, those type of cisgender men. And so, like, maybe they were pissed about that because, yeah, we know that you like this, but we're not really serious. This is just for fun.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I just feel like it's a lot of ego. I'm getting a lot of ego because everything that I'm seeing is so She-Hulk in essence, and staying true to her character as a comic book character. She's always been this feminist. She's always been this breaking the third wall. She's always had like this streak of sexualization and a pushback against it in a fourth wall break. Like there's one issue wherein at the I think towards the end of it or something, she says, all right guys, now go out and buy the comics, because if not, then then the writers are gonna have to make me jump rope naked. And she's talking, they're gonna have to draw me jumping rope naked. She's breaking the third wall, talking about like the creators and the artists and the writers right there in front of you. And then in the very next issue, they have her jumping rope naked. A few issues down the line, they have her jumping rope naked in order, and she's making fun of like Yeah, well, there's another girl I think who like comes in and it's like you don't have to do this for the men and blah 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 and this that and the other thing. So it's like she's always blatantly like putting that in your face in a way.
Right.
You know, that's just how She-Hulk has been as a comic book. So I feel like people just find that they're just mad because it's just not for them and because they're poking fun at maybe some of the things that they do perhaps. And that's what they, that's the chord that it's striking with them.
I'm really enjoying the other lawyer, the other two female lawyers. Like,
Mallory Brooke.
Yeah, the episode before last, she was like, "Don't tell her what we found on the dark web." She's like, "Okay, I promise." Well, girl, this is earlier today.
Obviously, gonna do that.
What?
She was like, she told me not to do it because you like to protect your headspace, and obviously, I didn't do that. I was like, "Girl, no, you did not."
I like those two lawyers. I like those two actresses, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And, this is really, I didn't think about it till tonight. This is really out of big deal. With just so happens she's just happened to be a mutant or whatever they're going to call them soon.
Yeah.
It's really dope. And a lot of backlash that I've heard so far is like, where's the action? Where's the connection? Where's Phase 700? Where is all of this? Like, dude.
And they're laying all the Easter eggs you need. I think that the thing is just that the main characters of the show don't pay it any mind, so they fly under the radar. So, for example, the ship right at the beginning that causes the car crash is a Scree ship, and She-Hulk being a huge part of the Secret Wars, which we know is coming. You know what I mean? So we see the Scree ship, and then when Bruce finally makes his exit from the show, we see him making the exit on the Scree ship. So it's like,
I think the connection is the fact that like at this point in the universe, these otherworldly, other abilitied people are part of society now. They're no longer a secret.
Yeah.
And so, which also leads to the fact that there's some other ability people that have been around for a bit, and it's normal.
They're coming in the Secret Wars. I think X-Men are coming in the Secret Wars. 100%.
X-Men or just mutants in general. Like they're coming. Like it's going to be there. So the fact that like it's not. So like but I wonder though, like how did they handle Agent Carter and Shield to the actual TV shows that are technically part of the MCU.
Oh, true.
But they're not like in your face, pulling directly from the movies that are happening.
And I feel like that's what this is supposed to do. It's supposed to be a part of the MCU and have its cameos and its small connections, but not to be all like immersed in the main conflict.
It's not supposed to be WandaVision. It's not supposed to be Captain America and Winter Soldier. It's not supposed to be those. It's something outside of that.
Is that even though this is not, a Wanda show where it is definitely about to break open and show you what's happening next soon, this I can guarantee you that She-Hulk is a part of a lot of different ensembles in the future. I can't wait to see how her and Deadpool interact. I can't wait to see that. So it's just like, we know there's a big plot that we are brewing up, but there's other stuff that's going on in the Marvel universe. Everything doesn't have to be culminating to some, Dark Phoenix saga. Things can just be what they are.
Again, like we've said this before, like we are starting back from the beginning. We're building. We're creating a foundation. Not everything is going to lead up into like this next big blowout, big saga. Like no, like we're still like building certain characters now. Like we just introduced her, for crying out loud. Come on. You just met her, damn.
For example, her big tie-in with Eros. We just got Eros, last 2 years ago? Now we're getting She-Hulk. These characters that we know interact in critical ways in the Marvel universe.
We got the Eternals. We haven't seen them since. We've introduced to so many different characters already, and they're not interconnected just yet.
Yeah, and like the She-Hulk, we all know the She-Hulk joins the Avengers at one point or another, and you know what they do? That's when they relocate the Avengers on top of the mountain where the Celestial that the Eternals killed. Like, you know, they relocate on top of that Celestial. You know what I mean? So it's like we haven't even seen that happen yet. So it's like there's so many places that it can go, but they have to develop these story arcs. They're not
and
just
remember, like. I love it. I love it because it's grounding the show in its own reality versus us always being in space or it's always in some type of battle. Because Daredevil is coming; he's a lawyer too. So it's like really bringing us to like these are normal people who have normal lives,
right?
And not
even the Defenders, like
Jessica Jones is coming too. So it's
like the Defenders themselves. Like, granted, like Defenders were like a Netflix Marvel series, but like
they're coming.
They're coming, but like they acknowledge the overall universe, but like that's not the
day to day.
No,
right. That's what I love about I love about this show because it's really grounding us. It's like, hey, I go to school, I go to work, just like Miss Marvel. I go to school, I have friends, I have a religion, I have parents, I'm a lawyer, I'm a psychologist, I run a school, I forgive the kids. It's all these normal. It's all these normalcies that they're showing us now to prepare us for the other things. Like, where have mutants been? They've been living their lives just like these other people.
Right.
But now you're starting to see those things. Unfortunately, we're not going to be in space flying around ships yet.
Right. So I enjoy that as well. And then honestly, this makes a great platform for a lot of like B, C, and D superhero characters. You know, so we're not always looking at our A team and this huge like overarching conflict. Like it doesn't always have to be like this world saving thing. Instead, now we can see a lot of our other characters in different situations. And also we can pull from some of those like small time characters and put them in shows like this. Like these shows kind of need, you know, they almost need to exist to make this universe feasible.
Yeah.
Wasn't Iron Man a B character?
You know?
No.
I could have sworn I read like Iron Man wasn't really as big as he was when the movies started coming out.
I think that the movies did like make him much more popular.
Like as far as like, the comics are concerned, like Iron Man was initially a B character.
Oh, probably.
He was always like Batman in the MCU. Well, not as much. That's not fair. That's only Bruce and Tony are the same. Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah.
So Batman is DC and Tony is not Marvel. Right?
Yeah.
Wolverine is obviously.
Right. Tony is MCU.
Yeah.
Tony is definitely MCU.
Tony's MCU.
But yeah, I don't think he was as popular amongst people. Like I think he was one of the popular ones because, you know, he was part of the main Avengers team, and most of the main Avengers team was always more popular, I guess, because the Avengers just was like that. But I don't think that Tony Stark was really ever as much of a name as he became until after the MCU.
His movies,
yeah.
That feels fair. I'm trying to think about my childhood, about toys I had. I never had his toys or were interested.
Iron Man was never like that character for me.
If I remember correctly, like they were hesitant to even like do his movies because the comics themselves weren't like.
I could believe that.
Like Spider-Man.
He wasn't. No, he's no Spider-Man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, as opposed to like Spider-Man or the X-Men, like his comics themselves weren't as, you know.
And I think the same thing happened to Wolverine too. Yes, he has always been popular for sure, but like Wolverine really blew up after Hugh Jackman jumped into his role.
That's true. I feel that way.
Even in the cartoons, he got his own TV show, Wolverine and the X-Men.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Wolverine and Friends.
I think that really helped skyrocket him because he was actually very popular as an X-Men character before the movies. But the movies for sure definitely brought him to a broader audience. You know what I mean? That just elevated his. Like for the Avengers, I would probably say Captain surpassed Iron Man until we got the movies, and then Iron Man, you know, came above him. But for
Well, even Hulk, I thought was probably bigger than Iron Man.
Yeah, because the Hulk has had that was by the time we got to Iron Man, he had at least like 2 renditions of the same movie. He had a whole TV show.
Yeah, and you know what? Edward Norton's Hulk, Kevin Feige produced that.
Honestly, okay, but here's the thing: I loved Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. I just didn't like the Hulk scenes. I guess the Hulk scenes themselves were a little. Like maybe the plot of that movie was just a little.
I just remember like that first Hulk movie that came out in the early 2000s. I remember watching that movie. I remember taking my little brother at the time. It was before the Edward Norton one.
Okay, yeah, that's a terrible one.
Yeah, and so I remember taking my little brother and we both fell asleep in that movie. It was that bad. How old was he? He wasn't even 10 yet. He was like 6 or 7.
No, it was
hard. I don't even know. I don't have time to research.
Wait, hold on. Edward, let me see Hulk movies.
Because there's the Hulk and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah. The Hulk.
2003 was.
That's the one.
Oh, Eric Bana. That's right. That's one with Jennifer Connelly. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was bad.
Yeah.
And then Incredible Hulk with Liv Tyler. That's the one that I like with Liv Tyler.
Yeah.
That's the one with Edward Norton. Yep.
Yeah. Guys, my favorite is the Lou Ferrigno. Although, so the thing is, also, I think that they are taking a lot of headway from the Lou Ferrigno version of the Hulk to make She-Hulk. Like, it's very, the way each episode, I guess, is condensed, and it's like the case of the week, I guess, in a way. I don't know. It gives me that old school sitcom-y feel, so maybe that's why. And then they were all like, you can't get my blood in it. Like, no, you can't mix our bloods. That was always like a big thing. I remember in the Lou Ferrigno version, there was always all these moments where he's like, no, I can't bleed on you, or I can't bleed near anybody, and all this other stuff. So, all right. So actually, we're going to take a really fast break. Did we do that? Did we do a second one? This is our second break. Let's do a really fast break, and then we'll do a quick final verdict. And then I want to ask one more question to the panel and out to the audience, see how you guys feel about it, because we were just talking about it before. So we will be right back. Yeah. All right, and we are back. Okay, so we're gonna do a really quick final verdict, I suppose. So, all right, generally, how do we like it? If you have to rate it out of 10, what number would you give it?
I give it an 8. I enjoy it for what it is. But I've also resigned myself, like, I will let y'all know that I am not MCU comic book fan. I'll watch the movies. I might dabble into the comics later, but like, so being like word for word, plot for plot, like the comics, not as important to me. I like to make sure it's at least like the general, like broad, like general sense of it. It's fine for me. But also, like, I'm okay with it not being an action packed show. Like, I enjoy the comedy. I enjoy the hijinks of trying to balance being Jennifer Walters and being She-Hulk, and what that means for her in her personal life and her work life, and like that sounds like something that me as a 34-year-old would totally understand.
Yeah. Okay. What about you, Simon?
At first, okay, so like I have liked it since the beginning. I wanted more like action and intense things, but as I have not gotten those things, I started to relax my standards and really just started to enjoy the show. And it's so funny. it's actually relaxing to watch that versus some of the other stuff that I watch all the time. So it feels like a breath of fresh air. She's great in this role. And I do feel like for her ability as an actress, they're not tapping in to everything that she can do. But we don't even know what they're going to do with her, the show. I mean, we have ideas, right? But like she is so talented. I wish that she would have been casted as someone else. But I love what she's doing. She's great. And you know what? She's played all these characters before, but damn, maybe how she can tell you she's even more talented because I can just play one.
Right.
And so it's about range, and she definitely shows her range. Yeah, I think it's a fun watch. I can't wait to the end. I wouldn't mind a season 2, but if we didn't get one, I wouldn't be upset. It's one of those shows that like if it got canceled, I wouldn't be upset about it, but I wouldn't like protest. But like I'll be like, I guess. But I'm enjoying it, and I don't want it to be canceled. So I look forward. I would give it an 8 out of 10 too.
Okay.
I don't have any negative marks about it at all.
You didn't have any what? I'm sorry.
I don't have any like my 8 out of 10 is just for my general taste. Like I don't have anything like, oh gosh, she's not acting like the comic. I don't have any of that. None of that matters to me. I'm enjoying it.
Right, and it's not like one of those like, oh my gosh, it's the greatest show. No, it's an enjoyable show.
Yeah, pure entertainment. It works. You know.
Yeah, it's an entertaining show, and I appreciate that. I don't need everything to be like stressful.
No,
like and crazy build up. Like let's enjoy it for what it is. It's a comedy.
Yeah, I'm definitely enjoying that. I'm definitely enjoying that about the show.
All right. And what about you, Jermaine? What is your final verdict on a scale of 1 to 10 for She-Hulk?
Oh.
I expect this one to be critical.
I'm going to give it a 6 because
it's better than most of the internet.
It doesn't hit always, and it's like not for me. Like at times it's really funny, and then other times it's just like, I see what you're trying there, but not quite.
That's fair.
Yeah, agreed.
I think fair.
And the courtroom scenes aren't as tight as I'd like them to be, or not as intricate as they could be.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So, Donnie Blaze was amazing. I just remembered that one when the lawyer was pulling the shit out of his jacket too. I was like, this is crazy right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a good scene. I'm sorry, random, but that was really well done.
It was a good scene, and honestly, that was the perfect setup for them to get kicked out. But like, oh no.
Yeah, I get it. It's not as serious as far as the courtroom goes as it could be, or at least procedural.
More serious, but it does need to be more intricate. It needs to be more fun for us to sort of like figure things out with Jen.
Okay,
or
that's fair.
How she's going to flip this into something fun.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
them like evolve and grow in their writing styles and such into a season 2 would be fun. Also, I'd like more characterization for Titania. Like if she's going to be a main, I want her to have more of a personality than I'm going to get She-Hulk.
Yeah, they definitely give her the Chitara Wonder Woman thing like they did in that movie. Like, I'm just here to be your nemesis because I'm supposed to be your nemesis. So on site, it's basically just Rick and Ricky. Every time they see each other, it's a fight.
So my thing with Titania though is that is like who she is as a character. No, she's always her thing is like test my strength against everybody.
That's who she is now, but that's because it comes from years of comic buildup. When She-Hulk and Titania first fought, Titania was robbing a bank, and She-Hulk was already having a bad day from work. So when she came across Titania making her getaway, she just like clobbered her and knocked her out in 9 seconds flat because she was already mad and she was just taking it out on Titania. And at the time, Titania had never come across anyone stronger than her. So she was like, who the hell Next time they came across, they were in a group fight, and those two squared off. And again, She-Hulk beat her. So at this point, she was like, "She beat me twice. Who the hell is this green bitch?"
Now she's a bit of bitch.
Veneers.
Okay, the veneers at the wedding party, honestly, did not get me.
I didn't like that part either.
Like a light chuckle for me, but I was like, all right, y'all are trying too hard.
That was a little rough for me too.
It so rolled my mom. Like she kept playing it in her head. It kept getting funnier and funnier to her as the night went on. Like 2 hours later, she was like dying.
Like, oh, my veneers. That's it. That's our cry for desperation from now on.
Oh, my veneers. That's a new Jenna No.
Season 2, Jenna No. It's my veneers.
No. Okay, but I love Jamila Jamil, but I kind of see that because she herself as an actress is not like action actress, you know? So it's like, how are they going to make her like be Titania, who is like, let me test my fighting abilities against everybody, when Jamila is not really like, you know, she's hardly a fighter.
What else have I seen Jamila?
Okay, she is one of the main hosts on Legendary, yeah.
Yes, okay.
And she's also the very first, I was saying this before, but she's like the very first step that Disney is making to putting like a drag queen in any of their productions. So because she's a drag queen. Hello, have you seen the from her wig to her makeup to her bustier to her clothes? That girl is a drag queen head to toe. I'm sorry. She's part of the culture. She like as far as our culture goes, she is a name within that realm. So it's like I see it. I'm here for it. I'm here for her. I love her.
I love her in this role.
I just love her as an actress. I think that they put her on The View. She has an interview on The View where they came for her. Ooh, they tried to come for her, and she is so articulate. She's so well spoken. She's so well educated. She is a great representation for like, you know, just progressive forward thinking, I would say, in this world, and just like trying to push love and all these really great messages. So I think her as an actress, I'm behind everything she does. Is that terrible? But I agree. They could flesh her out more. I hope they do. I really hope they do. Mm-hmm. Because she's like, oh, ew. You know what I mean? I'm here for it. I'm here for the way she's currently.
I like the influencer angle that they've taken with her.
That's funny, yeah.
And I want to sort of expand on that more. I want to see more of that. Like, if you made her like a super strong version of Kim Kardashian, that would be so fun.
Yeah, I'm here for that. Well, we've said it. It's out on the internet. I hope the algorithm is listening. and by extension, Disney. So,
also, when are they going to give her WWF moves and her outfit? Like, I need the purple spandex and the knee pads and the spikes.
Yeah. I don't know if they're gonna do all that. I feel like they're just gonna.
For She-Hulk or
Titania.
Oh, okay. Because I think I saw something on the Googles where She-Hulk is wearing the
She-Hulk swimsuit.
The spandex you see. So maybe we might get that. We might get that later for Titania.
That's the whole part of the whole team.
I'm not a fan of the sheepish She-Hulk that they've given us. She doesn't seem to be so excited to be She-Hulk as I'm used to her being. Like, she used to revel in being She-Hulk. Yeah. And the thing is, as Jen, she's very like dowdy or whatever, and she hides in her big man clothes or whatever. But when she becomes She-Hulk, she's like, oh, I'm hot now. I'm gonna wear this out. and she gets like skimpy outfits just because she feels hot. It's just her thing.
I think we'll get to that point soon. I think we are building to that because like you start to see some of that in the not this last episode that they had, but the previous one where it's just like, She-Hulk is amazing, and I just wanted to feel amazing for a day, like purposely.
When went to when it was totally inappropriate, and when she was going to that girl's wedding.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Shit. She was a shitty friend anyway. I'd be shooting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That friend. What friend? What are you talking about?
A shitty friend.
That wedding. I don't remember.
Yeah, right. No, that was that.
And then have the nerve to get like, oh my god, She-Hulk's at my wedding.
Well, she was drunk. Well, that's the thing because she never really cared. It was just about don't take the attention off of me, and it's like. I get it. I get what her point was. What role she was supposed to play.
But yeah,
she's supposed to be that girl. But anyhow, I lost track. Sorry, guys.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. All right. So, with that, I will say watch all of Jamil's. That's okay. So Jamila today on Twitter is going off on the fandom because they are all coming for her because they are who they are. You know what I mean? It's funny because it's like they're toxic first, and then they get mad that she has something equally as toxic to say, and it's like, I'm just returning your energy to you.
Like, wrong to make it right. So
I agree. She didn't have to. She probably shouldn't have.
They go low.
Go high.
Go to hell.
Yes, Ricky.
Go to hell.
And Cynthia.
Oh shit. Okay, so that I suppose she maybe could have taken a higher route, but at the same time she wasn't really doing anything bad. She's just saying like, yeah, okay, well you can't stand this character or whatever, but here I am meeting all the other Marvel characters, and what are you doing with your life? It's just one of those things. It was one of those kind of clapbacks. It wasn't the worst kind, I suppose. But they are going for her pretty terribly. Like, for example, the one.
I'd be mad at her.
That's the thing, right? They're coming for her, and it's like, but she's just playing the character, yeah.
Because that's the one that they can reach. That's the one they can tag. That's the one they can.
Essentially, what it comes down to who they can actually come for. So, because, she switched her name to Titania, and so then after that, all the Twitter went crazy. So, what was that? And then the other question was, how do we feel about Deadpool 4 and the return of who we said that we were all very happy will not be returning, and here he is.
I am not feeling the excitement like many fans are for the return of Mr. Cat Scratch. But I'm gonna roll with it.
What are we talking about? Wolverine?
Yeah.
And Deadpool?
Yeah. I'm not giving that. I'm not feeling that, but like I'm ready for it. I'll take it.
Okay. The only thing is my body is ready for it. My brain, not so much.
I guarantee
you, Wolverine again.
Before Deadpool gets sucked out of the Fox Marvel verse into a portal and ends up in the MCU. That's how it's going to happen.
I'm okay with that.
I'm sure Doctor Strange is going to do something.
I just hope this is it. I've had enough.
No, they're gonna yank everyone's chain a good couple more years, and then we'll see them, and that's fine.
Jackson said the diet sucks.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I'm surprised you're still back on this. I know you hate it.
Like, he's doing this just long enough for y'all to get like, he's gonna be like the Professor Xavier scene. Here, damn. Get out of face. Quit asking us.
Now I'm gone. Bye.
Here, shit. Damn.
All right. Okay. So let's wrap it up, guys. All right. So She-Hulk, we generally like it as it is. Just try not to have the superhero expectation because that's maybe not the kind of show it is. It just has a superhero like background. You know what I mean?
Like no one is going to be like, you will literally not be satisfied with anything they're coming out with if we are still stuck in that I want Endgame feels, Infinity Wars feel. We're not at that point yet, y'all.
Right.
Chill
It's
out.
We're still in phase one.
That first brick is
right. We're going back to the building phase.
Right, because by Endgame, that's what 10 years of characters that you've
exactly.
seen over and over again, that you've had time to fall in love with over and over again. Meanwhile,
like, y'all must be the ones that are just like it's either, and I can't say this because I can technically be that one too, because like I watched the Marvel films without, initially when they first came out, without the intentions of keeping up with the overarching story. But it seems like a lot of folks that are like just now really watching or catching on in the later phases, and then they're catching the hype. They're like, oh man, these other shows aren't really measuring up. Like, they're not supposed to. They're in a different phase now. We're in a different level. We're supposed to be in a different headspace here. We're building up something new, and it's going to take a while. Yeah, it's got to be here for the long haul, y'all.
I'm here for it. Okay, well, actually, one more last question. This is actually a little maybe more to Jermaine, who knows her comic book background a little more and some of her other story arcs. What do you think they want her blood for? Because to me, I think it's for Headless She-Hulk, which is when it's an iconic issue that she has with Spider-Man, a crossover there, where Spider-Man fights She-Hulk, but it's really just a cloned robotic body and blah, blah, blah. But instead of actually showing the conflict resolution in the fight scene, she has a huge famous fourth wall break where they move literally from one page to the next, and they're just like, okay, you know, they like moved already to the conflict resolution, and then they pointed out that we haven't done any of the writing in between. So it's like, and they're like, yeah, our writers couldn't come up with anything cool enough to fill these pages, so here's the end, kind of a thing. So I have a feeling they might be moving towards that plot line, because then that also allows them to keep She-Hulk from becoming a superhero fighter in a way. You get me? Because it's just a cloned body that's there. It's a CGI body of a She-Hulk. So it's like, okay, we don't even need to have Jennifer Walters actually be in there. Like, the actress even play her. Like, that kind of a thing. I don't know. That's why I think they're going with the blood route. Volume. We hear nothing.
Silencio.
Expelliarmus! It's okay. We will get Jermaine's opinion eventually. You'll have to just type it out.
I didn't have the microphone up here.
Oh, there you go. All right. All right, really fast. What's your take on that?
Since it's the intelligentsia, I'm guessing the leader is behind this.
Who I think is
the
Todd,
whole thing.
Specimen guy. Who's asking her?
It's Samuel Stearns from the second movie. The guy that, especially since everybody knows that it was Hulk's blood that turned her into She-Hulk. So they're just like, oh yeah, I can get like Hulk powers too.
Okay. We're going the super soldier route.
Yeah, because the leader's whole thing is he wants to turn other people into Hulks or into Hulk-like people like him.
So Attack on Titan. Okay, I hear it. All right. So then, all right, the leader then, Intelligentsia and the leader. Well, Intelligentsia we're sure is there, but okay, that makes sense. That makes sense then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's the route we're probably
so excited. I shouldn't be excited because I know they're not going to give him his catchphrase, but I want him to say, "So says the leader."
No,
at least
they
once.
will. I'm pretty sure that they will. This show will give him his catchphrase. You know, he'll say it in a very cheesy way, which is exactly
he'll give him
how
something completely different, and I'll be mad.
No, you hear that, algorithm? We want the catchphrase as it's supposed to be. We don't care how cheesy it comes out. Corny is fine.
Oh, it needs to be cheesy.
Exactly. It needs to be corny.
He needs to make a big stupid speech and end it with "So says the leader."
And on that note.
All right, guys, what are we doing? Couple weeks, we will be back. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so that you know when we are here. 8:30 Monday, October 10th.
That means
17th.
The Halloween special, yeah.
Yeah, no, we technically have a show.
It's the middle of Halloween.
We have a show on Halloween.
No, we do have a show on Halloween.
But yeah, so then have a great Spooktober. Hocus Pocus 2 is out.
Yeah.
What are we doing? No one's sure, but you will see us.
Spooky next week. I mean, the next couple years.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out soon enough. But yes, the 17th, we will be back. Like, subscribe, all those things. Thank you, everybody who's been here. Thank you for joining us, our viewers. We'll see you on the next time.
Bye.
Bye.